Hey guys, and welcome to an in-depth guide on how to defeat the Desert Scourge from the Calamity mod on Death Mode difficulty. The Desert Scourge is normally the first unique boss that you will fight in a playthrough of the Calamity mod, and is normally fought before the Eye of Cthulhu. This guide was made in version 1.4.5.001, so any strategies may become outdated as the mod is constantly being updated and changed. This video will not cover the most powerful weapons that each class has available, but rather the overall strategies, like building a good arena and learning the boss's attack patterns. And just because it's YouTube procedure at this point, please absolutely demolish that like button, and also do that to the subscribe button too! We will begin with an overall view of the bare minimum of equipment you should have for this fight. The weapon that you will want to use for this boss should have very high piercing capability, so that it can hit many segments of the boss at the same time, increasing the damage done greatly. I will be using a mandible bow with gesture arrows for this demonstration, but you may need a different weapon for different classes. There are only 3 essential things that you need for this fight. A double jump accessory. I will be using the Sandstorm in a bottle, as it gives the highest jump height out of all of them. A set of Hermes boots, and any grappling hook. You may also need life crystals, so if you're struggling, that is an easy way to increase your life. Now, we will cover how to create a good arena for this boss. First, flatten out the desert area to prevent random blocks of sand from getting in your way while you are running and dodging attacks. Next, add a layer of a non-sand block over the entire desert. This will prevent desert enemies from spawning in your arena, including the pesky antlion, who will spit sand everywhere and ruin all of the hard work you did flattening the place. After you finish with the floor, build a wooden platform above the desert. The height of the platform does not need to be exact, but have it be low enough that you can barely jump onto it with whatever double jump accessory you have. The higher the better, but if you go too high, or think of making another platform, you will leave the desert and the Desert Scourge will become invincible. This platform is built with the double jump height of the Sandstorm in a bottle, which allows it to be higher up. For the next part of the arena, you will need to make use of minecart tracks. They have a special property which allows you to grapple onto them with your grappling hook, but you cannot stand on them or run into them. These will be your best method of switching directions instantly without having to use a dash accessory. If you did kill the Eye of Cthulhu first, then you can just use the Counter Scarf or the Shield of Cthulhu instead of these minecart tracks. I personally like my minecart tracks positioned here, but you can put them anywhere you like. The strategy to utilizing these tracks is to press jump to get released from the hook before you get completely dragged to the tracks, like I'm doing here. Lastly, if you would like, you can add campfires and heart lanterns to passively boost your life regeneration while you fight the boss. After constructing the arena, it is now time for the actual fight. The main rule with the Desert Scourge, like most worm bosses, is to never touch its head. It does a lot of damage and can kill you far earlier than you may expect. The 2 smaller Desert Scourges can be quite a nuisance, as they can spawn on the other side of where the main Scourge spawned, and are quite fast. If you are going at a high enough speed, however, you can jump over them without losing momentum. It is better to get hit by one of these smaller Scourges than by the big one, as they do less damage. The strategy to taking as little damage as possible is to stay on your arena platform, changing directions at the end. This will force the boss to slither under you, never able to reach you. But watch out, if you aren't moving, it may be able to sneak up onto the platform and get you. This is more likely to happen on lower platforms, so if the boss keeps getting on yours, consider raising it up a little higher. The beginning of the fight is the most dangerous, but as long as you can get into a pattern, the boss should not be able to hurt you. The smaller Scourges can get onto the platform much easier than the main boss and should be the primary focus, while the tiny Desert Sinkers are stuck slithering on the ground, so you won't need to worry about those. Lastly, one attack that you will need to worry about is the sand projectile attack, but only when you are changing directions. Try your best to maneuver around the projectiles, but it is better to get hit by one of them than to fall into the ground and get eaten. Well, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you have any questions about certain techniques or other ideas to share, feel free to leave a comment down below. I will be doing boss guides like this for the rest of the pre-hard mode Calamity bosses, and maybe even past that. Thanks for watching, and see y'all later.